Thank you for taking the time to take a look at this video. What we're going to try to do over the course of the next few minutes is just outline to the Year 9 parents, Year 9 young people, precisely what plans we've got in place in order to make sure that we can get the expedition section for the Bronze Award completed as quickly and as safely as we possibly can. What we're going to do is take advantage of the guidance and the slight amendments that have been made to the 20 conditions of the expedition to make sure that we can get, as I say, the Year 9 students through, and they can then progress on to silver in a timely manner. So what we're proposing to do is that we'll be running expeditions for the young people in July and in October of this year. The July expedition is going to be for the autumn group. They are the group that has been through the map skills training, so they're in the better position to actually go out and complete an expedition of sorts. And what we will do is that will take place on Monday the 12th and Tuesday the 13th of July 2021 for, like I say, the autumn group. Now there will have to be training sessions, and because we're also training up Year 10s for their expedition with a difference as well, we've really had to sandwich this in and condense it. So what we're proposing to do is that on Tuesday the 29th of June, on Tuesday the 6th of July, and on Wednesday the 7th of July, there will be extended training sessions which need to be attended by all of the participants. They'll run from 2:40, so straight away the end of the school day, and they'll run through to 4 o'clock. The spring group are in a slightly different situation, unfortunately, due to the fact that we've not done any formal map skills training. So what we're going to do is get printed off the study booklet, which is all the worksheets and instruction sheets that the young people in the autumn group had, and for each worksheet there is an online assessment that will need to be completed. The expedition itself will take place on Saturday the 2nd and Sunday the 3rd of October. That gives us 4 weeks of planning and training time between the school opening again in September and these actual expeditions. So planning sessions, which again will need to be attended by all of the participants, will begin on Wednesday the 8th of September, and they'll continue every Wednesday for the following 3 Wednesdays, which will take us up to the end of September, therefore at the start of this expedition. Yeah, due to COVID restrictions, we have had some expedition flexibilities that the award centre are allowing. So we're going to take advantage of those to make life as easy as we possibly can for both staff and for students, but to make sure that the experience is still challenging. The expeditions then, they're going to run over 2 days split. We're not doing overnight stays for the Bronze Award this year, so there'll be no camping there. So obviously teams will be able to return home to sleep overnight during the expedition, so they can have a nice tea, a wash, and then a nice breakfast again in the morning. They do still have to plan and cook one substantial meal, and we've decided that that's going to be day 2 breakfast. And what we've stipulated for the Year 10s, in order to make this as simple and as straightforward as we possibly can, is that breakfast is going to be porridge in a pot. So I think they cost about 35p each from Asda. They can boil up a pan of water, obviously then add that water to the pot porridge, and then obviously depending on the breakfast that they might already have had at home, they can then decide whether they actually want to eat that food or not. So that, again, trying to make life easy, it certainly is going to make the washing up afterwards easy. We're also looking at the planned activity. There's bit of a misnomer sometimes with DV that it's expeditions, that it's about distance, but it isn't. It's about time, and it's about that planned activity time. So what we are going to do is we always start groups off from 8 a.m. But because we've only got 6 routes and because we've usually got 12 groups, we set them off staggered. So the last groups are tending to go out around about 9 a.m. That's the point at which we're going to start the planned activity clock. Now, there is every possibility that a good group that's got a good pace, that's not messing around too much, having extra long breaks, etc., can make it to the campsite, to the actual end of day 1 route within 6 hours. It's definitely, it's happened many times before, and I'm sure that it will happen again. But what we're going to do is around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we are going to start to look at where groups are and start to work out where best it will be for them to stop for the day. Like I said, some groups will make it through to the campsite at Castleshaw, but others might not. So we've got a plan B for pickup on day 2. Sorry, on day 1, which I'll come to because I need to send out another video explaining a little bit more of the expedition shortly. Yeah, so they can use that alternative. They might be using that alternative finish point. Day 2, we're starting from the Castleshaw Centre in Delft, and all routes finish then at school. And this is because day 2 is shorter than day 1. The expectation is, regardless of the 6 hours of planned activity, that they make it back to school. Now, if they make it to checkpoint 3 and there's only half an hour to go, then we might give them an alternative, quicker route up to school rather than the one that is on the map. But again, it would be nice if we could get the route completed as intended, in order to maximise the gain that the young people get. And the other major change that we're going to do, and this is why we're only going to need 4 weeks or 4 hours of planning and preparation, is that we're actually going to provide the students with the routes. We'll provide them with blank route cards, but we will expect the young people to plan and prepare for the expedition using them. And this is going to involve, obviously, looking at the map and analysing the map. It's also going to involve looking at Google Earth. I've also done fly-throughs and commentaries of the routes, which I upload onto the Bronze DV Twitter feed. And also, there's absolutely no problem whatsoever with young people, maybe with parents, going out and walking some of the routes so that they can familiarise themselves with it that way. It's allowed, at bronze level, it is allowed to be in familiar territory. And how familiar you make yourselves with that, with those routes, is entirely up to you. But as I said, thank you very much for listening to what our plans are for the future. Obviously, I'll explain more to the autumn group young people when we meet for training for the first time shortly. But if you do have any other questions, if you do have any other questions, then please email bronzedv@cromptonhouse.org, which was the email address that was at the start of the presentation. Thank you.